Fashionista in Focus. We're all about a male of fashion. We've always neglected these guys, and this time around they say hakie to so you my dress, my choice, or what, whichever way you want to put it. But yeah, I mean, indeed, we need to think about the boy child. Just getting them to dress up and all that, and that's this the topic of the day. We have Brian Ogana right next to me, and we have Olav. All these are fashionistas, all these guys who will always stand out, will always look sharp. And we're asking, what is it that you other guys are not doing for you to look sharp? What is it that you've gone wrong? Aman, you just always want to look kawaida. It's not always good to look kawaida, At least for ladies, we struggle, we strive so hard. Even those moments when you see someone has pulled the fashion fail, it's because they are trying to look good. It is not their fault and everything. But for guys, very few.
It is very few. Very true and very few. But I usually say, there is always time for everything. A time will come, and the guys who don't rock, a time will come, and someone might come and change that perception of,
amen,
I need to step up my game. But anyway, it has to start again with interest. If someone does not feel like, because ideally, you see how an African man has been brought up. We've been brought up in such a rough society, and you're tossed out there, and
like you're much comfortable in your colors.
So you're just
and
you're just the kawaida guy. But again, the struggle of integration of this is how a man needs to carry himself. It's that balance that ideally men are trying to fit in that box. So. But so far
all the
so
same,
good.
it's about interest.
We are doing fine. We are.
The two of you are doing fine. Arthur, we're talking about rocking the Ankara. Now, you being a fashionista and all that, you can tell us on a more wider perspective as to how we can rock our Ankaras and everything, so that at least we avoid all this drama of going to the in-laws and just.
First of all, I think. Don't wear Ankara top to bottom. You look like a clown. Yeah, definitely.
That's a no.
Yeah, that's a no.
In fact, there are people who overdo it. You get Ankara, different materials,
different shades,
and you're like, okay, so.
Yeah.
They're going for a birthday. They're the birthday clowns,
So,
Yeah. Then second of all, I think if you're going for Ankara trousers or shorts, for your shirt, please go for a white shirt or a black shirt, things which will, because the Ankara is really shouting. It's a shouting print, and it's a print. It's a shouting print. So you have to find a balance whereby you won't look like a clown, and you don't want to come as if you've tried really, really hard to dress up. So find a solid shirt, a white shirt or a black shirt that will be able to transition easily. And please look for an Ankara material that is unique. Please don't find a print which is hanging on the curtain.
Don't find a print that looks almost similar to your mom.
Find a unique Ankara print, which which
I'd rather you do tie and dye if worst comes to the worst.
Yeah,
yes,
true.
Yes,
I would rather, because I mean the things we pull, man. You guys need to up your game. Anyway, let's talk about business. You said for you, fashion is life and everything, it's business and all that. And now the question of how can you look good on a small budget, especially now that it's Christmas season, we always want to dig into our pockets and everything, forgetting that January is just around the corner. And sometimes January comes and I mean, you just want to cry. You kind of feel like you can take back your clothes, and sell it again, while it was something that you were supposed to dress, for the rest of time. So how do you get to dress up and, not scratch so much into your pockets?
Yeah, you have to look at this season of Christmas. I know a lot of people will be rushing to get clothes and things like that. First of all, get pieces which are of quality that will last you a long period of time. Don't just rush into pieces which are very low quality. Once you've washed it a few times, they're all torn or pulled out. When one side is longer than the other one, you don't want that. And then second of all, it depends with with your budget, have a set budget. I will spend this much. If you can't be able to buy clothes, in stores and things like that, I always say there are thrift shops out there. You can look really, really good, on a small budget on thrift stores. I don't know if you'll agree with me, but yeah, you can really get nice pieces there which you can easily wear. Another thing, if you want suits and things like that, get them custom made. I know in shops they sell them a little bit more expensive, but I think once you go to your tailor, you know, your local tailor there, tell him or her that I want this kind of suit. You know, they'll be able to make it for you and you'll be able to look nice. So I don't think you really have to, you know, break the bank to be able to look sharp. I don't believe in that.
Arthur, you mentioned something about, you know, going local.
Yes.
Of course, I'll come back to that question. But before that, I need to know, Brian Ugana, are there moments when you've gone to the shop to buy something and you're feeling, but all the same, you need to look good? Very, very many times.
I'll be honest. Most of the time, yes, it had happened to me. But, you know, once I found myself in that particular position, I was like, I will never do shop again. So what I did, you know, I just got myself a tailor, someone who, you know, knows my body type.
Exactly.
And I just tell that person, you know, I need this and this. And, you know, funny enough, people usually assume, they usually think it's expensive if you had your clothes made by a tailor.
That is...
It's so cheap.
Yes.
It is.
Making your clothes from a tailor compared
By
by
buying
buying
in a store.
in a
I'm
store.
afraid
true.
It is very
No.
true.
I'm
I'm telling you the
not
truth.
sure
I'm
about
telling you.
that.
I'm telling you the truth. It's a fact. It's way cheaper than going into the store and buying.
It's true.
Trust
You
me.
guys think so?
Yes.
Trust you.
No,
It is.
it has not
Trust you
worked
me.
that way for me as a woman. I mean,
Maybe for
many
women
times,
it's
yeah.
a little
Yes.
bit
Or
different.
maybe for women it's a little
Yeah.
bit different.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for guys,
But for guys,
that is the way.
that is the way. Yeah.
That is a secret, by the way. We're giving you free tidbits, you know.
Yeah.
Get yourself, you know, that one tailor, you know, who knows what they are doing. Again, you know, you don't want to get a tailor
Of course,
where,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
still
Where-
trying to fight you guys.
Yeah.
Cheap is
Yes.
expensive.
Cheap is very expensive, but get someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And trust you me, that person will do you work, then you'll be like, wow, I never knew, and it's much cheaper.
Yeah, and choose good
Yes.
fabric.
Choose good
Choose good
fabric.
fabric.
Of course, you guys
Yeah.
need to get tips from these guys. You know, at Ogana Brian, you know, get him on Twitter. And of course, at Olav Arthur Mboro on Twitter. And they will give you tidbits. I mean, I need to know your fundis, your local fundis, because the many times that I've been disappointed with fundis. So I can imagine if I'm trying to make a suit for say, my dad or something, you know, and you get this disappointment.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah, this
As in,
shoulder,
clearly, yeah,
this shoulder is
I mean,
here,
that
and, you know,
you're talking out of experience.
I've
Clearly.
been there.
You've
I've
been there.
before
Hey,
you
okay.
landed. Yes.
Well, all the same, we still come back to you know, promoting the locals and everything. Also, looking at looking good and on the image, on the economic basis and everything and all that.
Yeah.
Why is it that we don't always like, aside from price, we don't always like promoting our local, you know, fashionistas and everything, our local fundis and all that? Why is it that there's always a problem when it comes to that?
I think it boils down on the perception that, you know, once you see Louis Vuitton or Gucci, that is a brand that is known out there. But once, you know, Omondi Omolo is somewhere.
Omondi Omolo, they
yes,
are good, by
you're
the
like,
way. The
"Nah,
Omondi Omolo.
I can't go for
They're
Omondi
good.
Omolo. But trust you me, the Omondi Omolo is way better than the Louis Vuitton. And people will not know this, but it's true. I don't know if you agree. You know, a couple of times I've attended, you know, some of these, you know, events. And I'm telling you, I see the work these local designers are portraying out there. And you'll be gog-smart and you'll be like, wow.
Wow.
This is made in Kenya.
This is
Believe
made in
you
Kenya.
me, it is made in Kenya. It's only that perception. Once we accept our local content, trust you me, we'll go places. If right now the Maasai fabric has, you know, catapulted and is right there, you know, out there, and people
they're
are
embracing
rocking
it,
it out
yeah.
there, it tells you a lot.
Tells
It's
you a
high time
lot.
we go back to our local
Made in home.
designers.
Okay, Arthur.
Before you
Let's,
went-
of course,
yeah.
honestly, still on the same point, yeah? You're a stylist, you're a choreographer, and I can imagine, can you really tell somebody to go on the runway with a local print and everything, honestly?
Yes and both no. Why?
Thank you. Why no?
I can tell, you know, a celebrity or something like that to go on the runway with a local designer's clothes. Why? If I get a very creative piece and a very well-made piece, I will get them for that and, you know, get him or her to wear it. But the problem is we have designers who are local here and they're creating fantastic things, of course. But a vast majority of other people are, you know, a tries in, tries out. You know, they are, you know, once they see someone wear an Ankara short or something like that, they'll say I'm a designer and they'll make it for you, and it's poorly made, you know. So I think we need authentic designers here to be able to grow before even we stop shopping H&M, Zara, or things like that. We need designers here to be able to be more creative, to make well-cut pieces, you know, pieces which people can wear. To that way, Kenyan people will be able to shop for Kenyan designer stuff, you know. I think it's all in the creativity. The people in the game right now, designers, I think they should teach the upcoming designers, embrace them, show them, you know, this is done this way and this way, you know, so that they can be able to know the twists and the turns of the market.
But sometimes the market is very unfriendly. You know, you guys, and competitive, and at the same time unfriendly. I mean, someone would just opt to learn so much on making dresses for ladies and everything, as opposed to making clothes for men, because you would make a cloth for a man and it takes ages in the shop, you can imagine. So you guys also need to, you know, just promote these people.
I know, and again, I don't know, and let me just put you on the spot a little bit. I usually have a problem with our local designers. Let me just say, you know, sometimes they're usually selfish. Selfish, why? Because, you know, someone will be like, I know this. And then you see someone there, they're really struggling, you know, to create a name for themselves. And you see, these designers will be like, no.
You go down.
Yes, let that person, you know, just struggle. I think more, the backload now should now go back to
It's
you.
an unfair society.
You have to open up this.
You just want to get Kiyoko, you want to get this designer who's the best and everything. I mean,
it's because they
stand out. Don't say that.
Okay, let's move on.
On the spot. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Let's go back to something very crucial. Still going back to dressing well and everything. There's always this perception that when you see this guy consequently or consistently dressing up, you know, always they're on point, you know, their nails are done, because dressing is not always about the clothes that you wear. It goes from top to bottom. There's this question mark. Is this guy straight? I don't know whether you guys have encountered that at some point in time. So kindly justify.
You see, we are living in the 21st century, right? And, you know, being at the 21st century, a lot of things will come your way. But all in all, it's all about you as a person. How best do you know you? How best do you know your principles? For me, as a person, how I was brought up in the middle of ladies. So you can imagine being brought up with ladies, and of course, you know from the word go, you have to be smart, you have to be neat, you have to be clean.
Imagine a person who was brought up in the middle of guys. Imagine you were brought up in the middle of guys and everything, you know, like there were no ladies around. What could have been the situation?
I think I'll still stand out because my dad was a military man. And there is a way military men do their things. So yes, I think it'll be the same. But I usually say, don't succumb to how the environment wants you to be. You know, if you look good, maintain it. You know, if you know this is how you are, that's how you are.
Have you heard these perceptions before? Have you felt uncomfortable at some point in time?
Yeah, and as he has said, don't agree to be put into a box. You know, the world right now, there's a lot of perceptions that will come your way. People tell you, once you wear this, you look like this. You know, the image you want to put out there for yourself. You know, step out of the box. Don't let the perceptions, let them not affect you. Be able to stand out. Don't let these things put you down. Of course, sometimes it's a little bit harder or things like that, but standing out is, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I'll tell you, if you're in a room and you're afraid to stand out, I don't think you're really comfortable in whatever you're wearing. But if you're comfortable in whatever you're wearing and you're standing out, that's good. That's a plus for you. So perceptions will always be perceptions, you know. They will be. So let that not put you down.
Especially, you know, if you see a guy wearing pink, you know, you're like, hey, this guy, hell no.
I'm not sure.
Did you know pink tells you that that guy is very romantic?
Oh,
very
what a terrible I don't know.
And bold.
And bold as
Yeah,
well.
for putting that on.
Yeah, so it does not mean, you know, if you rock pink, I mean, you're the other side of the world.
Yes,
No.
make sure you get a pink shirt wherever you are.
You should.
course.
Yeah, you
should.
need to
It
you need
looks
to
really
look
good.
bold. You
Pink
need
shirt,
to look romantic.
Pink
Yeah.
jacket,
Mm-hmm.
pink tie. Yeah.
You rock
Stylish.
such?
I do. I
Awesome.
told you I can rock anything. Up, almost I
uh-huh.
can rock anything.
Uh-huh.
But down, no. I can't do pink.
I know many of you are like, oh no, pink upon Brian, but try it anyway. I mean, no harm in trying.
Yes. No
There's
harm.
no
It's
harm. You
never
could
that
you could actually
serious.
realize that
Yes.
this is something good that you've been missing.
Yeah.
I mean, give it a try.
And
Give it
you-
a shot.
You'll find you look more, you know,
Stunning
more
as compared
stylish,
to,
yeah, as
yeah.
compared to the clothes you were previously
Yes, you've been
wearing.
having trouble, you know, wooing ladies and everything. You'll find ladies coming after you.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
the whole thing.
They'll have a
Because
sharp
that's the, I
line.
mean, that's the point of standing out. Why do you need to stand out? If, I mean, you cannot you cannot get ladies right on your back. I mean, that's the reason why we dress up.
Of course.
That is the reason why we dress up. And anyway, for your sake, to boost your self-esteem and everything. Now, let's talk about fashion falls and everything. We're just, as we get to wind up, we were speaking about what you should have in your wardrobes and, you know, the majors and everything. We only have about 3 minutes. So quickly, you can tell us what is it that is necessary to have, you know, some of the things that are I would say general for you to have, and you're safe as a man.
Safe as a man.
Not the red tie. Okay.
Okay, well, you mentioned that. You have to have, you know, casual shoes. You need to have official shoes as well. Cufflinks will go handy in your closet as well. And have a well-fitted, tailored suit.
Exactly, yeah.
Kamoja hivi at least.
Have.
Yep.
You must have. And of course, a blue suit will come handy. And always make sure your belt has to match the same as your shoe. Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
those are just the basics.
Anything that you need to talk about, you know?
Have a very good fragrance in your wardrobe, you know.
Amen.
You have to
Oh,
always
yes,
smell
it's always about
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
have a very good fragrance, have a very good crisp shirt that will fit you well, and all these other clothes that you have in your closet, please make sure they're fitting you very well.
Sure.
Okay,
Don't
sawa.
have baggy clothes.
Before we go, the belt and the shoe. For us, you know, we always look at the watch, we look at the belt, and we look at the shoe, and you think, okay, now I can listen to what that man is saying.
Yes.
What do you say?
The same way applies to, you know, men sizing
To
a
us,
lady.
yeah, you size
Yes.
up with
Shoe,
shoes,
handbag, very
Okay.
crucial. And then the
Sawa.
hair.
and the hair, of course. I mean, okay, so Arthur, the shoe in particular and the belt, how should they be? Sometimes somebody said, I mean, they should be of the same color, you know, and all things. And I'm thinking, that is a bit too tough for you guys. So what do you say about the shoe and the belt?
I think you should have shoes of different colors, black, brown. You know, black really goes well with a lot of pieces, and brown is also and is near to black, so you can easily wear them with vast number of pieces. And your belt, I'd really go for. I prefer black belts. Like I stick to black belts. I mean, just
No
say
matter
black
the
belts.
color of shoe.
Yeah, no matter the color of shoe. I
With
think I stick
black,
to
you're
black
always
belts.
safe.
Yeah, I think for me it's just always safe.
Okay, let's talk about the suspenders. Kidogo,
Yes.
you know, suspenders. I can imagine rocking a suspender. I mean, the maybes, the things that you can not necessarily have, but at least you can have them, and yeah.
It's usually a good thing, you know. People, but the problem is if you don't know how to wear a suspender. Occasionally, you'll get someone wearing a suspender and a belt as well. That's a no-no.
Okay.
You
so
can't wear a suspender and a
and a
belt.
belt.
No.
A suspender is a belt on its own,
suspender,
yeah?
it's a
Exactly.
belt in its own. So if you're doing a suspender, do
No
a
belt.
suspender, period.
Period.
No belts. That
Okay.
was some of the mistakes. And that's why I usually say, you know, sometimes, you know, you see, you know, it's the in thing. And, you know, you say, like, this is swag. Again, misconception. Swag is for boys, class is for men. Yes.
Okay. The pocket squares. Very many people do injustices, you know, to the pocket squares and everything. You know, there's a pocket square. Sometimes you find someone with an orange shirt, a pink pocket square. I don't know. What do you think about pocket squares?
Pocket squares accentuate your look, accentuate how your blazer comes out, and you know, and stuff like that. So, I think you should go for pocket squares, which stand out, but don't really, you know, come out too shady. Let me say
I
that.
know.
Yeah, you know, let it coordinate with your look. Coordinate your look from the, you know, from your blazer to your tie, you know, if you're having a tie from your to your pocket square, to your trouser, to your shoes. It's a whole coordinated look. Let it come out really well, you know. That's what I'd say about pocket square.
It's very simple. If someone did not know, if maybe you're having a hard time, you know, getting the right pocket square, just look at the shirt you're wearing. You know, match the pocket square with the shirt. It will make your life pretty easy if it's giving you a hard time. We don't want a scenario you're wearing, you know, an orange shirt and then you're doing a yellow pocket square. Ish, that's a no-no.
And again, Google is your friend.
Yes.
You know?
Google has all answers.
Yeah,
You
Google
always
is
say
your
you
friend.
Google, you'll see Arthur. You'll Google, you'll see Brian, and at least you'll be safe enough. That's the most important thing. And of course, thank you so much, guys, for finding time to be here with us tonight. It's been great having you guys. And I mean, keep the spirit. And of course, to you guys out there, we're really hoping that at least, I mean, come 2030, 2030 is quite far. At least we'll be having our men, you know, all dressed up and looking good and everything. That's the pride of every woman, you know, that's the pride of every person. Just looking good. Just look the part. That's the most important thing. It's not easy. You don't always have to dig into your pockets so hard. It's just about you playing around with the fabrics, playing around with the look, and at the end of the day, we all look gorgeous. Thank you so much for finding time to be here with us tonight. Until next time, I've been your host, Linda Alena Mathambo. Keep it Edu Africa.